story of Vesuvius and the eruption of Vesuvius has kind of resonated over the years, and I was always intrigued by these plaster casts of humans caught in the eruption in moments of time, and I kind of so when I got the script through the door and it was Pompeii, I thought that should have been made into a film by now, and it hasn't, obviously. So I was that was the first thing that drew me to it. I think what drew me to Milo from word go was this mission he's on, and it's not a mission anywhere in particular. It's just it's a mission of vengeance. You see at the start of the film how his family was slaughtered before him, and he because of that doesn't believe in anything. He doesn't believe that there's any freedom in the world, and he's on a path to he's on a death wish, really, and I kind of like that about him. He's going to kill as many Romans and as many people, and he doesn't really care about anything until he meets Cassia, and then things slightly change. But of course the volcano goes off and everything goes wrong. So I just liked his drive, his death wish, and his drive and his vengeance, and I love that about him. I love characters like that. I've done a lot of physical training for the role, training sort of 6 times a week, being put on a fierce diet, and trying to look like these gladiators would look, who have to be these very muscular, very lean, very fit fighters. I hope with this film people come and enjoy what is, I hope, a very good action disaster movie, and done in a way that action disaster movies should be done. Lots of fights and lots of explosions and lots of excitement.
When I first got the script and heard about what it was about, I sort of automatically thought before I read it, the girl's going to be crap. And then I read it, and her opening scene is sort of her, talking politics with her dad, and she seems quite, she's really well educated and she's tough, and I kept reading, and she gets to save Milo's life a couple of times. She gets to sort of fight back against Corvus, and yeah, it was great. I've always wanted to do a film like this, but there's never been a great female role, so the fact that she's quite tough and clever is really cool, I think. This is mostly sets within green screen, but it's been incredible. I mean, like the villa that we live in is just unbelievable, and when it's completely built, it's not just little tiny set pieces, it's like an entire set built around you, and it helps so much to transport you into that world. And then also the Pompeii streets after the sort of the volcano is beginning to erupt, it's quite creepy. Like, it's kind of incredible, all of these fake dead bodies everywhere, fake dead horses. It's really kind of, I don't know, it's really beautiful what they've done. It's kind of amazing. I think the thing that will draw people in is the action, and it being in 3D, and it's kind of explosions and all that kind of fun stuff that everyone loves to see. But I hope that I hope that people are into the romance. I've never done a romantic lead before. I've never done this. I've never sort of been a part of this kind of relationship in a film. So I hope I think people like watching that kind of tragic, doomed romance. I like watching that kind of thing, so hopefully people will enjoy that.
I was so impressed with the writing for all of the characters, and the truth is, it's a really beautiful love story, and in the most classical sense, and on some level I'm a sucker for that. And then it happened to be that I was asked to play Quintus Atius Corvus, which is the character that I play, and the dialogue was extraordinary. Dialogue that I have not normally been given an opportunity to kind of have that kind of fun with. So it was just a fantastic opportunity to be able to work with Paul as a director. I think he's a wonderful filmmaker. I think he has such a strong presence of what he wants to accomplish, such a clear vision for that. And then obviously all the other actors. Kit and Emily, a huge fan of Jared's. And so it's for all of those different reasons, this was something I wanted to be a part of. Pompeii has held such a fascination around the world that such a traumatic event can happen that can literally, that death could be so spontaneous for such a large amount of people that they actually froze in place. One of the saddest things that I saw in Pompeii was a mother holding her child, and she died so quickly that she couldn't pull the child into her chest, that her arms were bent and the child was still out. It happened that quickly, and I think, as unfortunately we've seen in the last decade, Mother Nature can be unrelenting and hard and fast, and I think Pompeii is the extreme of that, and I think it holds a great interest for us for those reasons. I've really enjoyed working with the actors on this show. I have such deep respect for all of them, and that has been unbelievably enjoyable, and that's a kind of a very intimate thing that actors have, or they don't, and on this film I absolutely feel that. I love working for Paul. It's so nice to work for a director who has such a clear idea of what he wants, because in the end we work for that director, and so the clearer that message is, the easier it is to kind of try and fulfill what his vision or her vision is. And then we have an amazing crew. We're shooting right now in Toronto, which is where my mom and my sister live, so it's kind of coming home for me, which is always fantastic. So there's just so many reasons why I've enjoyed doing this film. Visually, I think it's going to just be stunning. I think it's going to be a really impressive and big movie. And for people who really like history, the attention to detail, from the costumes to the set design, to being able to see what Pompeii would have looked like back then, I think that's going to be very exciting as well. So all of those elements together. And it's a beautifully well told story. I can't emphasize that from an actor's perspective, the script is the basement and the foundation of your building. And I was really taken aback about how beautifully written I felt that the script was.